Hi, this is Chrissy, and I'm going to go over day 14 of Secrets of Azeroth with you. Now, this is the final 15th clue for the achievement and to get the new alpaca mount named Patty. The last clue starts with Preservationist Kathos in the Roasted Ram Inn. She gives you the ancient Tierhold artifact notes. The quest talks about having to protect a powerful artifact, and the notes go on to tell you that there are locks that need to be unlocked. There are multiple pages to this and a lot of information, so let's go step by step. So the first part tells you that the locks are in Tierhold. So we're going to head to Tierhold, which you can see here in Thaldraszus. Now this should be on your map, and when you open it up, you can see it here. And I've circled the area. We're going to go a little bit into this area. So here it is coming into it, so you can kind of see it, see where I'm at in the map, and you can pause it if you need it. So if you go ahead and take a look at the information with the first lock, which is on page 2 of the notes, it talks about 8 keepers awaiting a flame bearer. This leads us to believe that the 8 statues in the area need to be activated. You'll only be using your torch for this part. You're going to need the thinking cap and idol at various stages as well, but you're going to fly around to all 8 of these statues with a torch. Now, I wasn't quite sure what I was doing with these, but when you get close, the torch lights up, so make sure that is active when you get close. So you can see it there. You should be able to see that with all 8 of them. Now, some of these need some maneuvering. If there's someone near you, then it does not always work. You should visually see that light, though, coming from the torch to the orbs. I sped this part up so you can still see them all, but since I was looking for them and having a few issues, it probably won't be the best route to use, but you can kind of see what they look like. See, and you can kind of tell if you watch it that if there's other people there already, it's not quite working at first. So there's 8 total, and you don't have to go in any specific order. You can just find them, and you have to make sure there's 8. If you do not think you have them all, then you can check them because they kind of light up afterwards if you see that they glow. So you can tell which ones you have and haven't done by that glow, hopefully. So you're going to come up to your last one, and you should see in the chat that it says the magical lock was released. And that tells you that you can go on to the next step, because that means that that lock is over. Now, the second lock is supposed to be straightforward, and that's what it says in the notes, or in the clue. And this means to walk straight behind Keeper of Tyr and over to the face that is in the back. Make sure your torch and idol are on at this point. You will then get a buff that will let you go to the next part without having to kill a bunch of mobs. But if you go back to the back here, and you can kind of see, like, it starts to light up like that. It should light up like that. And with that buff, you won't have to kill the mobs underneath on the next part. So there'll also be words in the chat that say another lock was released. So at this point, you should have the 2 locks done, and you're going to be going on to the next part, which is the rings below here. Now, there are 2 rooms on each level, except one of the levels. But you're going to be looking for rooms on, like, both ends almost. So each of the rooms has an item that needs to be found with the idol. Now, I don't know if you can see it without it, but the idol helps you to at least locate where it is. Now, there is a total of 6 items. 2 are blue, 4 are green. Now, you'll need to right-click the green ones into 2 different blue items. So you'll have a total of 4 blue items in the end. And they tell you on it, when you scroll on it, that which ones will go to what. Now, this is not that difficult if you have the buff on you, because you won't be getting the mobs that are around the area. But if you end up not having that buff, then these mobs are going to be red and they will attack you. There have been people that have reported that they aren't able to actually complete this part because of that buff missing. And if you have that happen, you just have to go back to Valdrakken, remove any of your, like, your torch and thinking cap, any buffs that are from this area, remove it, and then come back out to the area, and it should reset that for you. I don't know if you'll get the buff back, but you'll at least be able to complete the items. Okay, so once you get the 4 items, you are supposed to go out to the Mother Oathstone, which I only identified as such because it was big and pretty and at the base of the main stairs, which is what it says to go. So you're supposed to use the thinking cap to find the locations and the clue. But once you found one, you kind of realize that you're going to the 4 buildings with the Titan reactors, which are the glowy spinning things in them. Click on the Titan power relay consoles inside and tell it to install the missing component. Now, there's 4 of them, and they're basically semi-located on the same on either side of the center. So you're going to have one here, you're going to have one approximately the same position on the other side, and then you're going to have two in the back also. Now I've sped this up again. If you need to see where they're located at, just slow it down and mute me or something like that so you can actually see where they're located. But you can kind of see when you're flying around. You can see them from a distance. So you can see that this one's like on the left side in the back, and the other one's going to be on the right side in the back. And then after you place all 4 of them, you're going to get text in the chat that says that the lock has been done. Next step tells us to go to the top of Tier Hold where there is a great console. When you get up there, an orb will have a quest for you. Pick up that quest. This should spawn 2 guys that you need to kill and then loot. Now you're going to loot the mobs and then place the orb on the console afterwards. Now I've sped this up because obviously this is fighting. You don't really need to see all this. But I wanted you to be able to see the process of what happens right here. So you pick it up, you're going to be turning the orb in on the console. Now this pops up with another continuation of the quest. You need to click on the mysterious artifact that is to the right of you if you're standing right here, and pick up the orb. Now there could be people standing on it, like I did not realize what was happening here. And finally I said, okay, I thought I saw it, and it was underneath some people. So you pick that up, you will now be able to turn the quest into Preservationist Kathos that is on the platform with you. Don't go back. She's here. At this point, you get the achievement, Whodunit, along with a mount and title. Now, congratulations on completing this event. Don't forget that there are other achievements and items to obtain during this event. So if you're watching this and haven't started or still need to catch up, I'll be on Twitch off and on for a while, trying to get other parts completed and help people that need to help getting caught up. And Blizzard said this is supposed to be going on for a while past their dates, so I'm going to be staying on to help as it continues. Now, the Twitch information that I have will be in the description if necessary. Now, on a side note, I've been playing WoW for a really, really long time, and I don't think I'll be going anywhere. So if you like the way that I present information, please subscribe and come back for more fun stuff soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the game.